Today we've seen the Cincinnati Reds trade away reliever closer Raisel Iglesias and some cash for Ramirez and a player to be named later. Now, I'll be honest, I've always liked Raisel Iglesias. Always have, and it's tough to watch him go. This is a guy that I've always believed and still to this day believe if you put him in a position where a manager puts him in a position to succeed, he's a mid-2 ERAs guy. And what I mean by that is this is the guy that's blown 14 saves in his 4 seasons as the Reds closer. He's got a 3.14 career ERA. And if you look at those 14 blown saves, I mean, if you take away the fact, or if you take away the times that he comes into the 8th inning with the lead, or you take away the times where he's pitched multiple innings, you knock that blown saves number down to below, or down into the single digits. And that's been the MO of Iglesias. This has been a guy that has pitched outstanding in the 9th inning in save opportunities. Everywhere else in a game, he's been shaky throughout his career. And for that reason, I mean, I can see why you want to say, yeah, I can see why there's a lot of people that are kind of upset with that. I would say that's like, hey, if you put this guy in when he needs to save and close the game, put him in. Put him in then, put him in only then. And it was so hard for the Reds to do that. They had plenty of guys like Amir Garrett, you know, as a perfect example. You want to bring in a guy that's a stud, game's tied, game's down 1, whatever. There's your man for the 9th inning if that's the way you want to go. But I get it. You pay a guy like Raisel Iglesias that kind of money. You don't want him to be that situational player. You want him to be able to come in and lock the door no matter when he pitches. You don't pay a guy that kind of money and not expect that. So I completely understand the reasoning behind it. It's just, it's so tough for the Reds, a team that just tried to contend this year. Now all of a sudden it feels like they're going into a rebuilding phase. You watch Archie Bradley get cut. Now you're saying Raisel Iglesias is getting shipped away. 2 guys, you think at least one of them the Reds would want to try to keep, because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you're going to free some cap space up here. That's great. Your salary, whatever you want to call it, payroll up, wrong sport, payroll up here. That's great. You can go spend it on some other bullpen guys, some bats, whatever. Fact of the matter is, though, the bullpen was the reason this team was struggling so mightily to start the season. There was outstanding pitching. The time the bats were getting on base, the bullpen was blowing game. They couldn't get to the 9th inning. That is what's tough to swallow here, is knowing how badly this Reds bullpen struggled and now seeing that they're slowly watching more and more players walk away. The good thing is, again, you got Lucas Sims, you got Amir Garrett, Antone. These guys have all looked really good. And you can still consider those 7, 8, 9 guys if you want to play that game. 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning. Or, you know, squeak a few other players in there. And Ramirez, he looks to be a guy, I'll be honest, he looks like a middle of the bullpen guy. I don't think he's going to be a back end guy. I don't think he's going to be a guy that struggles mightily. He's got a 4.18 ERA in his career. Came off a season where he's got a 3.00 ERA. So he did just come off his best season of his career. He's not as dominant from a strikeout perspective, but that's all right. We've seen that work multiple times with players. You don't need to be some nasty strikeout pitcher to make it work here in the big leagues. He's a guy that's carrying a $1 million salary for the 2021 season. He's going to be under team control for a couple more years after that. That's what the Reds are looking at here, saying, hey, this guy just came off a good year. If he can build on that, and we can continue to keep him at a much more team-friendly deal, opposed to Raisel Iglesias, then we can now do that, spend that money elsewhere. And I think what's very important to look at here is, love or hate the trade, it all comes down to what the Reds do for the rest of this offseason. You just shed that $10 million in cap space or payroll. What are you going to do with it? Are the Reds going to do anything with it? Are they going to sign some average tier guys and say, okay, well, that was, they might not get the job done? Are they going to go after a big name shortstop? Are they going to try to get a big bat in general here and try to continue to contend? There's a lot of unanswered questions right now, so it's hard to really judge completely what we think about this trade. Again, love to keep Iglesias around if it was possible, but it's over now. We can't change that. We just got to hope these Reds can build a team that's going to compete next season. That's our thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.